Well, just getting the day started. It's pretty dark outside.
Turn right on Island Road.
Why don't I turn right there? Why don't I go left instead? I'm not sure where Garmin's bringing me. We are in West Bank. Just grabbed my trailers from our yard and get going. Unload tomorrow morning in Grand Forks. Are you passing me here? Are you serious? That bridge is weight restricted, so you have to always make sure you're within the legal weights for that bridge.
Turn right on Barbie Road, then turn right.
Garmin's going to give me some silly directions for a while, I think.
Turn right at the traffic light.
I don't want to, Garmin. I want to turn left. Left is a little bit quicker than right. That's one thing I have a problem with the Garmin Diesel. It will not give you necessarily the fastest route to your destination. It'll get you there, but not necessarily the fastest route. So you always gotta look. That's a long red light. Yes, it would help if you were all the way to the stop line. There's a sensor in the ground. I've watched that sometimes. People have stopped too far back from the white line, and you can see the sensors right in front of them. That light will never turn green for them. They have to wait till oncoming traffic sets off the sensor. Those round circles, or sometimes they're diamonds. Alert for what? Seriously? See, it makes no sense that there'd be a critical alert for anything over there. I don't know what that would be for. There's no hard braking. There was no fast cornering. Maybe because the bumps were kind of funny, it threw the sensor out of its happy place. Garmin's still telling me to turn around ahead. Silly thing.
In 1 kilometer, turn left on Westlake Road, then enter the roundabout.
Half a tank of fuel. Should have no problem making it to Grand Forks. We'll fuel up there in the tonight. I don't think I'll take the tarps off tonight. I think I'll do it tomorrow morning, just in case the weather turns sour and the last thing you want is untarp and then it starts raining or something, or snowing. It's +4 right now, but okay. Let's grab my hands-free device here. Turn that on. There we go. Just in case somebody at dispatch goes, hey, you had a critical alert.
Light, then enter the roundabout.
I can call them and tell them why. Don't have to stop that way and send a message. If there's no cell service, then you got to stop and send a call message. which is satellite. It'd be nice to have a satellite phone. Those things apparently are pretty expensive though. Okay, got all my lights on. I did my pre-trip, all my tires are up. I've got the 4 tires that are down to 3/32 and 4/32 between there on my drives, so I sure hope that we have plans replacing them this week. That was my understanding. Well, we had plans last week, but we changed those. My understanding is that tomorrow I get 8 new winters. I hope that's still the plan. If I'm running way down south, I'll be fine. But if I run north, then I would definitely want winter tires. Traffic laws enforced by cameras.
Take the exit on the right to West Side Road.
Oh, you're going to be so annoying. I'm going to have to turn you off or just mute you. Oh, it just changed its directions.
Continue on Highway 97.
There we go. See? Changed its directions. We've gone far enough for it to go, oh, it's faster going this way. It's actually quite a bit faster. The time just dropped down from us arriving at 8 to us now arriving at 7:41. Probably didn't need to slow down that much, but when there's a van that close on the road, even partway on the road, slow it right down and make sure that there's no person popping out of a door or something. Okay, car, you gonna figure that out? Good. No assistance required. It'd be a busy time of day for traffic. Lots of cars still with no lights on. It's that dusk time of day. Like that little gray car. Is he on his brakes or did he turn his lights on? Just brakes. And then a lot of cars forget to turn on lights. Almost every evening, every night, I see 2 or 3 cars that it's pitch dark already and they still have no lights on. Usually within city limits where there still are street lights. So dangerous. That's why Canada's passed a new law that all new cars manufactured, I forget what date it starts, must have daytime running lights like headlights plus backlights. So the rear red lights would be on. If the car is on, you have headlights and tail lights on at all times, day and night. That should improve safety by quite a bit. Make people more visible. Yeah, let's cross Okanagan Lake from one side of the lake to the other. This is the world's longest floating bridge. It's a bridge that floats on the water because the lake's too deep to put any piers in. They could have a huge suspension bridge here, but a suspension bridge is a lot more expensive than a floating bridge. And since the water is always pretty darn calm and there's no tides on lakes, you can just have the bridge floating on the water. all the sailboats go underneath. Smaller boats can go underneath on the other end. And this is all floating in the water. It's just this, when they were building it, there was just this huge concrete, well, just floats, like pontoon floats. The whole bridge is constructed on these big floats that they cemented, and they made them a little bit further north of the city here on the west bank, and floated them down here and clicked them all together. It does move up and down a bit with fall and spring, and with the runoff, the lake raises and lowers slowly, which in spring when the water is higher, it makes it a very bumpy ride to get over top, because all the links are stretched and makes it a bit of a funny feeling road, but works pretty good. Kelowna. Why do they get a green light and we don't? That makes no sense. Because there's nobody turning from the other lane to this lane. Why not make this green as well? I've never noticed that before. Seems silly. Getting dark fast, very fast. And center the camera. Is that better? It's a small city, no real skyscrapers. How many stories are that building there? There's like what, a couple of those, but nothing huge. Oh, look, another car with no tail lights on. And in the US, that's even worse, with no lights on. Some impatient drivers here. Yeah, people speed like crazy along this road. Because we've got GPS tracking and we're not allowed to speed. Actually, sometimes makes us a little less safe. For the most time, it works really good, but every now and then there's a couple places in Vancouver the same way, where people do 90 in a 50 zone, and you're kind of a sitting duck there. But for the most part, I kind of like GPS tracking. Forces me to drive at a reasonable speed. What time of day is it? Is it after 7? It's only 4:42, so I'm not allowed to be in that lane. I'm not allowed to be on the granny lane. That is HOV only. Dumbest HOV lane I've ever seen. Why is the granny lane, the turning lane, the HOV lane? Most useless HOV lane I've seen in any city. You always get caught behind somebody turning off or somebody wanting to turn on. Why is my fan on? Engine fan is going. Water temperature's way cool. It doesn't need to be going. Like, I'm going to have to cut into that HOV lane when I want to turn onto Highway 33. So do I slow down? Is that going to be green for me? I do slow down, and I got the center turning first. Okay. Slow down here. See if we can prevent ourselves from stopping. I think there's a car beside us. I feel like I see headlights, but I can't see a car. Blind spots. Big Rig's got so much blind spots. So I always start signaling and then slowly try to make lane changes. That way it gives a person that might be invisible beside me a chance to honk the horn at me and let me know they're there. Slow lane changes can save your butt if you've made a mistake. It allows you to make a mistake and allows someone else to warn you that you're making a mistake. You see some people just shooting left and right over lane changes. If you're making a mistake and you're somebody in your blind spot, no chance for the other person to warn you. The fastest lane is definitely the center lane. The HOV should be the fastest lane, but it is not. See how fast it got dark? It's like almost pitch black out by now. Just a few minutes later, it's pitch black. I'll end the video once we've gotten onto Highway 33. Show you what I mean. I have to get into the HOV lane to turn off. If I been going a bit faster, I could have made the yellow light, but not going at the speed I was. I'm like, there's no way. Slow down. Slow down. Let them go first. Off the brakes. Get ready. There we go. Always go as soon as I can, because it's such a nuisance to the guy behind you, stuck behind a slow big rig. Make it as little of a nuisance as possible. Alright, so after this light, I need to get over into the HOV lane. Get up to speed. Start signaling. There's people beside me, I think.
700 meters, be in the right lane, then turn right on Highway
Giving
33.
me space. I think there's a space. Nice slow lane change. Yep. I would really like the mirrors on the hood, especially on the passenger side. That blind spot mirror on the hood would be really nice. I do have convex mirrors, which are very helpful, but the one on the hood would get rid of that blind spot right beside me. So I can pretty much see anything from my sleeper back. I can't see anybody right behind my cab, or right beside my cab. So if you're at the front end of my truck, I can't see you. If I didn't have the convex mirrors, I couldn't see halfway down the trailer. And on the driver's side, well, I can look at my window. There's very little for blind spots on the driver's side with my convex mirrors, which not all trucks have.
Turn right on Highway 33.
Okay, out of the HOV lane again, and on Highway 33, let's merge off of this lane right away.
Continue on Highway 33.
And we're good to go. Drive Highway 33 out of Kelowna, up to Big White. Shouldn't be slippery there, we haven't had snow in a couple of days now. Should have no issues getting to Grand Forks, so thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Yeah, I should, even with if I get my tires tomorrow, I should still be able to get a video in somewhere. I'll figure it out. So thanks for watching. Enjoy life. Hit that thumbs up.